Anchora Rose here. If you're new, welcome. If you're return, we are going to do some more spooky art today. And I'm actually very excited about this one in particular because it was a t-shirt designed for Midge Munster. I'll link her down below, but I'm sure you've already heard of her because she is a wonderful Halloween enthusiast, especially on the vintage size. I absolutely love her style. So I did this wonderful collab with her to create a brand new t-shirt that showcased her style and what she's all about. And so this video is just a little peek of my process and how that t-shirt came to be. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright, so here we go. We are going to, so I start here with the beginning sketch, and I forget this every time. It's hard to see the red, but I just prefer to sketch in red. It's just on the camera, it's really hard to see. But I'm just putting in my base sketch here, what my idea is, and then it's long ways because I actually did this on my iPad using Procreate, and it has a screen recording built in, so just recorded as I worked on it. And then you can see here I start doing in my test colors just like I did with the last picture. I like to put in the colors to see exactly what it would look like, or kind of what it would look like with the finished piece. And then I sent that over to Midge, and she absolutely loved the design. So you can see here that I run down the opacity and change the background to black so I can see better. And then I start putting in the fine lines and the cleaner colors. So more of what it's supposed to look like on the final draft. I even fixed the pumpkin, and then I start filling in her designs, and then I fixed her hand because I felt like that was a little bit weird as well. And then I also realized that I forgot the other side of the car, so you can see I put those details in there. And then this is me adding the spider web that holds down the pumpkin, which I thought was pretty awesome. It was a good way to keep him secure. And then I ended up looking up a bat reference for these bats, and the same thing with the spooky tree, so those were super easy to put in, and I absolutely loved the picture altogether. I think it came out pretty good, and I actually chose hot pink for her car because she has this dress on her Instagram that is that same hot pink color, and it looks spectacular on her. And I didn't want to take away from the striped dress that everyone knows her so well for wearing, and so it was a good way for me to incorporate it in. And then you can see with the shadows I put down that purple layer, and then I just change it to multiply, and it gives it that shadow effect without having to go through multiple colors. And then we ended up changing the skeleton to more of a, or not a skeleton, but the jack-o'-lantern to more of a spooky jack. So here I am pulling it into Photoshop because I needed specific fonts to match her brand, and my iPad just didn't have that in Procreate, and it was really hard to download fonts. So I pulled it into Photoshop, and I pulled it in as a PNG, and then I added in a layer for the black, and then I used different layers for the font. And the spooky font was actually really hard for me to get because Adobe didn't have anything like this available, and I actually found something on Canva that looked very similar to what she uses. And so I wrote spooky on Canva. I exported it as a PNG, but Canva completely lied to me. It doesn't come out as a PNG at all. So I had to go in here and remove the background, which luckily it was clean, so it was really easy to do. And then I went ahead and copied this over. Well, first you need to save it so I can use it again in case I make any mistakes. But after I'd gotten it saved, then I copied it over into the picture so that I could put it where it needed to go. Another thing that was really awesome is this lime green. It is signature for Halloween, and I just thought it popped out really well, especially with the pinks and the yellows that are in the image. So after I copied it, I went ahead and pasted it on another layer. And then you can see, and then the Keep It Campy, Kooky Glamorous, and font. I actually downloaded a font from Adobe Stocks, so we were able to use that. And it's really funny, and I'm surprised we didn't catch us sooner on, but we actually spelled kooky incorrectly, and it's supposed to be a K. But I do show later on that I fixed that. But, and then I just arched the font so it goes around the moon and then it follows the road as well. And then the spooky just kind of juts out there like as if it was saying boo. And I feel like it really matches the font too. So it's a really simple design. A lot of it came from just her videos in general. Like she does a lot of fashion. She does a lot of Halloween hunting videos as well. So she goes out and tries to find when the Halloween decor is going to be coming to stores. And so I thought it'd be really fun if she was driving around in a hot pink vintage car and she's got her signature striped dress on and she has her car loaded with jacks. Like loaded with jack-o'-lanterns. I just felt like it fit as if she was going Halloween shopping. And of course, she's got to have the big moon behind her and the bats and the haunted trees because nature is going to be supporting us all the way. And it really helped tie it in too. So that's kind of where the design came from. It was a lot of inspiration from her videos, and I tried to take colors that she's already familiar with. And of course, her signature red hair. As a fellow redhead, I know how awesome the red hair can be. So I went ahead and put that in there. So we did another one. It's not on her shop yet, but she has this lamp. And on her 10K celebration live, they ended up naming it Barnabas. And so I decided it would just be a lot of fun to draw out the lamp. And then we could do the same thing with the letters here. So I cropped it and then took out the background here. Again, it was super easy because the lines are clean and fresh. And so there wasn't any like floating pixels or any mess to clean up. It was just really easy to delete the background. But I did the same thing. I saved it as a separate file so I can refer back to it later because, you never know when you're going to mess something up, right? It's just good to have backups. So after I had that saved, then I went ahead and copied it just like the spooky letters. And then we copied it, and it's really simple, but I absolutely love it. And I just copied it right next to the lampshade because, I don't know. It just seemed like a really good place to put it. I love the spooky lettering. I just feel like it fits her theme as well. And then when I was doing the lamp here, I actually drew this in Procreate on my iPad. And when I brought it onto Photoshop, the blue looked a bit darker than how her lamp looks on her videos. And so I lightened it up here. Which again was super easy. I just used the magic wand to select all the blue area. Since my line art was super clean, there wasn't a big mess and it just selected everything together. So that was super, super awesome. Yeah, so that's another design. I know it's coming to her shop soon. I'm not sure when she's releasing this one in particular, but the other one with her in the car, the Keep It Spooky, I'll call it Keep It Spooky t-shirt, that one's definitely on her shop. So I will go ahead and link her down below because it is amazing. I'm ordering one for myself. And then the proceeds also go to supporting her channel because she recently decided to do YouTube full time. Okay, so I also wanted to show you how I save these and how I get them ready for printing. Now, since we use a print-on-demand service, we don't have to necessarily worry about what color format it's in. It's always good to use CMYK though. But if you go in here and you leave that black background and you save it as a PNG, the black background is going to continue to stay. And that won't work because if your black doesn't match their black t-shirts, then you can definitely tell. So I took out the black background and then I saved it as a PNG with the lettering and the lamp. So that way when it's placed onto a black or any colored t-shirt, it blends in a little bit better. And make sure you hit the copyright and contact information box. That's just something that I include with all my freelance work. So if for some reason someone that I did artwork for tries to steal my artwork and call it their own, then that has my copyright information in it and my contact information. So if I ever need to go after them for that, the original files will already have everything embedded in it, which is a really good security to have. So if you're ever working on freelance work, I would definitely recommend that. So here over this side where I'm circling this color, these are errors that Photoshop automatically gives you when the color is going to be really hard to print. So this is how I make sure that my colors are going to still look good. So you can see the hot pink car is a little bit off, so I went ahead and corrected that. And then that just gives the difference between like, what is it, RGB and then CMYK. So the CMYK is what printers use because they have more than like 3 color options, right? And so they have a wider range, and those errors will help you make sure that the color you're choosing is going to be printable by the printer. And so just make sure you're looking out for those. Here I'm using the magic wand tool to select those areas that need to be corrected. And then once I've gotten that corrected, then I'll do the same thing here. I took out the black background, and then I'm going to save it as a PNG file. Okay, so when I save it as a PNG file, it's more of an export, so make sure you do File, Export As, and then you can pick PNG, and that's where you can also add in the copyright embedment onto the file. So what that does is it's kind of hidden. The customer won't see it, and the customer doesn't know about it, but if someone were to pull it in on the back end, or if you need to file a lawsuit or something, the coding is in there. So that's what that information is. But I want to go and talk a little bit more about this design. Like I said, we spelled kooky wrong. It's actually supposed to be a K. I thought I filmed myself correcting that, but I didn't. In the final design, though, it is spelled correctly, and it's so funny because neither me nor her realized it until after we had released it and someone on YouTube made a mention, and it was released on her Patreon before her YouTube, so even Patreon didn't quite catch it, and so it actually took a while before we realized that it was spelled incorrectly. But it's just really, really funny. That is corrected again on the new t-shirts, but I still really love the design. I feel like the pose matches her a lot. It gives off her wonderful personality. I did also include some bat earrings that are a little bit hard to see, and you can't actually see from here, but zoomed in on the design, she actually has her glamour ghoul eyelashes. So if you look on her shop, there are like these really cool spider web eyelashes, and I actually put those on her. So it was a really good way to tie it in. I don't have a whole lot more to say about the design from here other than I love it. I think it's amazing. It's a great design. I loved working with her. She is a wonderful person, and she's just really kind and fun to work with. So I'm glad that I was able to have that opportunity. I would definitely check out her channel. She's amazing and a lot of fun. So I hope that you guys will go and check out these t-shirts as well. I enjoyed making them. I still stare at it, and I'm amazed with myself in being able to put this together. So it's just a wonderful piece, yeah. And I'm like stumbling on because I'm at a loss for words. Like I just think it turned out really well, and it just looks amazing, and it's a really awesome t-shirt design. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sorry I didn't have a whole lot on the sketches. Procreate films very quickly. They don't give you a prolonged one like my screen recordings on Photoshop. But I do hope that you still enjoyed it. I love these designs. I'll definitely be ordering for myself, and I encourage you guys to order and go check out her channel as well to support her. She's definitely made a huge leap on taking on YouTube full time, and I am, again, so grateful. Like, I cannot explain how grateful I am that I was able to work with her on this t-shirt and how fantastic it's been. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm just rambling at this point, so thank you guys so much for joining. And if you loved the design and can't wait to see more spooky artwork, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up to let me know that this video was good. Go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys again next week. I am trying out a new schedule where I upload vlogs on Thursday for Halloween hunting decor, because I want to make sure I don't miss any Halloween decorations this year. And then Sundays will be fashion/artwork. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys again next week. Keep on spooking.